What's good, people? It's your boy, Icarus Gray.
And it's your homeboy, Wordplay TJ.
And this is the No Rhyme or Reason podcast, where we talk about everything.
Everything for no reason at all.
We bad
with some controversy. Yeah, so I seen that Mr. Bald himself, Anthony Fantano, and the Joe Budden podcast did a white rapper Mount Rushmore. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, should we review the new music from Wiz Khalifa? Should we look at Doechie's new music video? Should we look at the Wiz Khalifa new music video? Nah, let's jump into the mess and talk about our 4 top rappers of all time.
But with a twist.
With a twist.
With a twist.
I think it's just important for us to go ahead and jump into it. And so the first debate that we have is Action Bronson versus Eminem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So this one's kind of hard. Not really, but it's only hard in the context of I do kind of like Action Bronson's swag.
Uh-huh.
And general vernacular because he sounds like Ghostface Killer. So
yeah,
I kind of lean on that a little bit.
I wonder if that should take him down in some points though, right? And meaning just like,
okay, I see what you're going.
Does he not have the originality to be unique, right? Like he has all these Ghostface comparisons, but does that make him unoriginal?
Yeah, but let's keep it a bean. It's just him. Sorry, Action.
Well, I don't know though.
Okay, make your argument. Let's hear.
I don't have an argument. I'm just saying I think we should stay open about this.
I'm open. Listen, the lyricism levels are so different, vastly different, that in terms of like, if I'm trying to pick between the two, I'm going to pick him.
Yeah.
There are other conversations that I would have that are way more, to me, controversial in a sense for other people.
Yeah. So Action Bronson would come out with a line that's just like, I got concubines for my Valentines. You know what I mean? He is a very visual performer. And Eminem is a performer that is all about not necessarily the visual, but to get a reaction out of you, right?
I still got him, no. I'm not doing this. Let's move on. We got more to get through.
Fine. Then Eminem will advance. So next one we have is A$AP Rock and Yellow Wolf. Another Eminem like label mate.
Yeah. This one's hard in a sense because are we ranking off of where they were? Like, are we going like prime them or are we going consistency?
So the way I think about it is from the start of their career to now, right? Mm-hmm. Do they maintain a consistency? Do they still rap and show up in the same way that they showed up at the beginning, right? Because sometimes people shift and go into other genres.
Okay, but are they good at their genre bending?
That's the question.
I think Yellow Wolf was okay at genre bending, but his lyrical prowess is, to me, would kind of put him in position to be someone that I expected to be really great. It seems like because of those label mishandling, he got disenfranchised with, hip hop as a whole.
Right. And so I think to your point, despite the record label, he could have kept going. Mm-hmm. And, barring his contract, right? Because we don't know what the language says. And
that's the part that's the part that I'm saying, like, that I feel.
Okay, label politics equals not being able to release music.
Mm-hmm. I'm still going A$AP Rock though.
Okay, I'm down with that. Putting A$AP Rock for A$AP's consistency overall, and just kind of sticking with it. I think next, let's just stay on this conversation of folks that kind of genre bend. Let's go A$AP and MGK.
This is another one where MGK's potential versus where he is now and what he turned into is way different. Lace Up MGK is a different dude. Like, he was rapping. And I mean, it was packed with actual lyrics. And now we're at punk rock. I'm just changing my life, Kid Rock-esque MGK, and it's weird, and I don't like it.
Yeah. I think with MGK, people will go to the shows, right? Or at least the show that I seen. And wouldn't necessarily, it's sort of like the Drake and Kendrick argument where like he's not really touching the culture, so to speak. He's just good at rapping. And he's impressive. He's impressive to white fans.
I don't know. Lace Up MGK seemed more into the culture to me, because these are the times where he's trying to make
not the culture not him into the culture into him.
Oh, yeah. But I feel like the culture was into him during the Lace Up era. But then once, I think the pivotal point of all this, right? What happens when the rappers that we love, the white rappers we love, underground, start to make it mainstream? What do they feel like when they kind of make that crossover? And I think when he was trying to make the crossover to be, relevant, he was also on Bad Boy.
Would MGK be played at the cookout?
Oh, no.
That's the point I'm trying to make.
Good point.
A$AP, he's not being played at the cookout either, right? And I want to be clear about that. I'm not trying to say that because he's not the culture is not into him, he wouldn't deserve to advance. I'm saying that, like, if we're gonna compare these two folks, we want to make sure that we're comparing them on even ground.
Just for me, in terms of like a Mount Rushmore, in terms of like an impact, I don't think the impact is big enough comparatively to A$AP Rock, which in the underground community, which is way bigger than what I think we give it credit for, it's ringing bells. Who you got? Matter of fact, I'm gonna let you make the pick on this one.
I think my ultimate decision is A$AP.
Okay.
Brother Ali and Paul Wall. For sake of ease, I'm gonna say Paul Wall.
For sake of ease, I gotta say Paul Wall.
And I'm gonna tell you why, though.
Okay, let's do it.
Ultimately, I think Paul Wall's impact on culture and culture's response to Paul Wall is something so significant that even though Brother Ali has a similar impact on culture and a similar impact on politics and doing the groundwork, I think one person's in the streets, one person is in the governor's mansion, so to speak.
Yeah,
you know
I think
what I mean?
Brother Ali would be the KRS-One of white rappers.
I see what you're saying with that,
because that's the level of lyrics that we get. I do want to like make sure I mention that. That Brother Ali is supremely dope. It's just Paul Wall, baby, is a culture shifter and has been so pivotal. Like, I remember when I found out that he was white, it took forever because he was just licensed. Because he's the first person that sounded the way he sounded, and it didn't sound forced or fake, and it was the same on every level.
He's your homie. He's your white homie that has an accent, and he just has an accent. And so I think just Paul Wall will advance for those reasons, and Brother Ali doesn't deserve any discredit for not advancing.
And he's made it to the wall.
This is this is crazy. A$AP Rock. I did not expect this, by the way. Now we got Mac Miller and Bubba Sparks.
This is what's funny about the white rappers, right? Either you have longevity or you don't. And when you don't, it makes it a hard conversation, even if your short run is like some unknown school in March Madness winning everything.
By the way, Bubba just put out a record with Big Crit.
Yeah. But Bubba Sparks, like, is the one Timbaland artist that I wanted more from.
Bubba Sparks is, again, one of those artists that isn't pretending to be in the culture. He's of the culture, right?
Anything but, like, it's the country white boys that actually are literally just country.
Yeah.
And he, for all intents and purposes, was super dope lyrically. His content was similar to Eminem. It's just he wasn't shock value with it. It was smooth Southern player with it. Bubba Sparks was really, really great lyrically. I do think he is better lyrically than Mac Miller. Yeah.
And Mac Miller has another one of those pieces that kind of takes him back a few points, is that he focused more on genre bending than staying a rapper, right? He has the same come up as, or kind of a parallel come up as. The thing that I think is really important about Mac and Sparks to note is due to his passing, Mac had a short run.
Yeah.
Sparks had a short run for different reasons, but still,
At least in terms of mainstream stuff,
right?
just for us
The
to clarify.
concentrated timeline,
Yeah.
of these two artists is something that is similar to them that we could compare in a bit.
Yeah.
One's out of their control, the other one's a little bit more controllable. Who would you pick in this situation?
I would have to pick Mac simply because the total artistry of who he is just had that kind of control and power.
So it's sort of like the emotional appeal to the audience.
It's the emotional appeal, man. And he's just a better complete artist. Like, you wasn't going to stop him. Mm-hmm. You know, like if Bubba Sparks felt like whatever, I mean, he might be able to do some producing or something like that, but you knew Mac Miller's artistry was going to keep him in the game.
Mac is going to be the winner in this. I agree with that 100%. I don't have anything to add. Last but not least is Eminem and LP.
I did not want it to end this way.
Because LP right now is on a tear. And if you think about like how LP has done this wave of underground known to being known based off of Run the Jewels, and then doing his own albums, and then coming back in again. Like, he's on tour with Wu-Tang. I think more people would know Eminem's name in general, but that doesn't discount LP's impact.
No, I respect the general level of the legendary status that Eminem has. Let me put that out there. But in terms of what I feel is like true to the culture, LP is that dude, man. Like,
yeah, so we have two that dudes, right? Like these gentlemen are both those dudes, right?
because LP would be on my personal white rapper Mount Rushmore. But this argument is hard, bro, because Eminem has done some great production. He has done some great songs where he was in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
But I ain't never felt like LP did a bad beat or record.
I got a wrench.
What's the wrench?
I got a wrench to throw in this.
Throw it. Let's see.
LP versus Aesop.
LP. If we because we make the rules.
Right.
I definitely
think
switch that.
I would move LP to Aesop's position.
I agree. Because the conversation with him, like, M was going to beat whoever, though I promise you I was going to pick LP. Killer Mike's first Grammy nomination came off rap music, which was entirely produced by who?
LP.
LP. The last one, which everybody know will be here, is Eminem. And I think it's M, bro. Like, to say a couple things about M felt like this is rap's purest say what you want to say form. And like, stand 10 toes on it, you know, make a mess of this, make a mess of that, but do it lyrically. Because even with all of like the drug induced stuff that like Eminem would kind of do and how he seems so crazy to me, I feel like for all intents and purposes, it was never anything that we're like, oh, you ain't who we think we are.
Yeah, and
like,
people seem to be not too much of a fan of sober Eminem, and I don't think that should discredit him. Here's our Mount Rushmore of white rappers. It is LP, Paul Wall, Mac Miller, and Eminem.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
I think that's a pretty good Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
Like, in terms of like lyrical ability and what it is that we're looking for. But I want to know what y'all think, because I know each and every one of y'all probably has a white rapper that's kind of on your list. Maybe they're edging in. Maybe you're a Jack Harlow fan. Maybe you like Asher Roth, who didn't make our list. Let us know down in the comments what you think. Who's on your Mount Rushmore?
Please do.
And we will see you guys on the next piece, a 1 and a 2, and peace.